It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show. And now the host, Calvin Logan.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan, and I thank you for watching another live broadcast of the Logan Power Show. We understand this is a time for us to heal. It's time for us to stay focused, and it's time for us to stay prayed up. Well, I got with me a guy who wants to make sure that your body is well taken care of. Got all those joints, things that are sort of aching, your pains. You need someone who's going to massage it on out. He is the owner of the Lowcountry Recovery Massage, the one and only Mr. Johnathan Richardson. How you doing today, sir?
I am doing pretty fabulous, man. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate you doing all the work that you do, brother. Yes, sir. It's good to see you.
Yes, sir. It's good to see you as well. So just going into it, I know that massage is something that that we don't sort of emphasize as a need, but I know for some people's lives it's considered to be a need, not just a want. So just to give us a piggyback, so we can definitely want to respect you and what you do. How long you been doing this for?
I have been a licensed massage therapist for about 6 years now, professionally. I operate currently in Summerville, South Carolina, right off of Bacon's Bridge Road. I operate out of my home. I work full time also, but Lowcountry Recovery Massage is my baby. This is my practice, and I enjoy what I do. I really do. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. One thing we always want to concern is what do you sort of specialize in? So what types of body work do you specialize in when it comes to if someone to come to you and get some treatment?
Okay. Just to backtrack a little. I graduated from Southeastern Institute in North Charleston. We were taught clinical neuromuscular therapy. It's a little step up above the traditional practices of what's known as relaxation massage. And before I even get into that, a few things that one's really could benefit in understanding when it comes to just basic human touch. Okay. And this is my bias towards it because I'm a therapist. I touch people all day long. I could convince a handful of people that touch itself was likely our first form of communication as human beings. We're very expressive, and I could speculate that before we even learned how to speak languages, we were able to communicate through touch. Touch itself is very intimate. You can express fear, love, anger, or just about any form of emotional expression can be expressed through touch first. So fast forward a little bit through human civilization when we figured out how moving and manipulating muscles, and just think about the first instinct that when you bump your shoulder or your knee, something like that, first thing you do, what do? You grab it, you hold it, you wince, you rub it a little bit, but as time goes by, as time is going on, massage therapy or touch therapy just started becoming a practice, and I don't think there's any one group of people who can claim that they were the first ones to figure it out. I mean, it just happened over time. You know, people figured out massaging and rubbing in a therapeutic measure can be healing, you know. So as a form of practice, as a certified therapist, what we do basically, you know, and no matter what the modality of massage you decide to practice, you know, one decides to practice, what's known as relaxation massage is the foundation. Okay. And that consists of gliding strokes, manipulating muscles to release tension can help, right? So when you have a right, so when you're on a table in a full body relaxation massage, you know, it starts off with basically encouraging blood flow, you know, from the arms, from the legs, everything, all of the blood returns to the heart, right? In the form of deoxygenated blood and, you know, deep breathing techniques. You bring in oxygen, bonds with the blood and it returns to the body, right? So systematically, we encourage every system in the body, whether it be lymphatic, muscular, nerve, skeletal, is encouraged to heal, you know, and the term homeostasis comes to mind because that, you know, as a body, as a living, breathing mechanism of movement, it's constantly trying to balance.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, from a basic standpoint, what we do is encourage the body to pretty much heal itself, you know.
Okay. So with that, continuing on with that to piggyback off it, I know a lot of things we have like habitual behaviors, postural incorrections, you know, injuries, surgeries, all lead to trauma and different type of pain. And I know people's bodies react differently to certain things. So when you talk about manipulation, like give an example, if a person has, say, lower back pain, that they've experienced either through sports, military, or anything like that. Just give an example in that area. How will we manipulate or sort of fix and put that person back into its proper form? Because you always hear like chiropractors say, like, you know, you got to crack and manipulate and put things back into its proper perspective. But how would a massage therapist fix with someone who said like, I got back pain or I got an injury? How does that help? Because you mentioned heal the body in your personal opinion.
Good question. I tell every client that every chance I get, I'm preaching to people. Our bodies are the victims of our lifestyle and livelihood, right? When it comes to pain in the body, trauma, all of those things, just from a massage therapy standpoint, I will talk posture first of all, and I'll give an example of, and it's probably the most popular example, someone who is in a sedentary job, right? So if you're sitting all day, if you sit all day without correcting yourself every now and again, you find yourself, one, your hips are flexed, you know. Also, what could happen is your shoulders will begin to lean forward, you know, typing or, you know, things like that. So there's muscles that control that movement. So throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year, throughout the whole process of you sitting in a sedentary environment or position, what begins to happen is the brain communicates to these muscles to habitually shorten, right? Which becomes a practice, a habit, not a practice, but a habit. As that happens, muscles that have to extend to allow that movement, they become overstretched. So you have an overcontraction, and then you have an overextension. Where one would feel the pain, like in the lower back, it's because, in my observation as a therapist, muscles have a lot less room to work with, right? If the muscles that are shortened in one area, it has to happen there. So the lower back's going to take the brunt of staying all day long,
Okay.
right? So even when this person gets up and walks around and stands up, what happens is their muscles and their legs are still shortened, which will begin to pull their pelvic area forward, their pelvic bone forward, which it's called an anterior pull. It can be corrected through stretching, through massaging, through manipulating the muscles to release that contraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we can get the hips to tilt backwards in a more proper position, if we can get the muscles, the shoulders to open like so, because this is a natural, a more proper posture. Most of us, I find myself there also, because my body's a victim of my lifestyle, my livelihood. I'm constantly doing this, so I constantly have to check in on my own posture, right? That becomes a practice. Good posture is a practice. Bad posture is a habit. So we have to correct these bad habits in order to relieve the body of pain and injury, and when it comes to trauma in the body, it's really no different from in certain instances.
Okay.
Pain and trauma, man.
Got
Right?
it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you hear a lot of times when you go into massage therapy, a couple of things, relaxation,
Mm-hmm.
cupping, rapid tension release, passive
Mm-hmm.
stretching, and
Mm-hmm.
therapeutic touch. So pretty much if we're talking about at least 5 different mechanisms of processing that you see that's being given when you go to massage therapy. Like, you say like, hey, you have relaxation, you have music going, cupping, doing certain things that maybe be in place, rapid tension, you want if you want like a hard type of press, definitely, to
Mm-hmm.
tension the bones. Passive stretching, they may tell you certain stretches to get the body going, and the therapeutic touch, touching you in certain joints, muscles, and things of that nature. So those 5 components that I'm just mentioning, um, in your personal, like, experience, what are some
Mm-hmm.
of, how would you sort of order those in, like, saying, okay, this one is sort of more valued than the other? Like, when you think about your body, you gotta relaxation at the top of the list, or if you think about it, go ahead, I gotta get this before I get that, in
Mm-hmm.
your personal experience.
Okay. Therapeutic touch is just another way of saying relaxation massage. The,
Okay.
the, the twist, the twist is it becomes okay. Yeah, so that's one thing. Yeah, therapeutic touch is a blanket statement that covers the healing process of massage therapy. When it comes to cupping, passive stretching, rapid tension release, there's different measures, there's different instruments that I use. In a certain situation, we encourage people to stretch for the most part. And there's a difference between one stretching himself or herself and having a professional do the stretching for them,
Okay.
right? So passive stretching, I'll give an example. I'll just hold up my arm, right? If I stretch my own arm, that's one thing, right? Because there's a certain limit that I feel this. I'll feel the stretch right here, which I do. Um, Most people, as soon as they feel their muscle stretching, they'll kind of stop right there. Okay. Passive stretching, to a large degree, we're going to bring this person beyond, a little bit beyond their own limit. Not beyond the limit to the point where it's intolerable, but we push the envelope to encourage more of a pull on the muscle fibers, because there's nerve endings within muscle fibers that's going to kick in and as a protective mechanism, right?
Okay.
In order to prevent injury. So if I take my hand and I stretch it just a little bit more, we're going to bring that pain tolerance. On a scale of 1 to 10, I try to keep the level at about a 5 or a 6 on an individual's pain tolerance. And everyone's different. Some people can bend their hand all the way back. Some people will cry uncle like right about there. So it's that individualized moment. They feel it. They're almost wincing. It's at that 5-6 pain threshold. And what I do then is I encourage them to take a deep breath, right? Because in that moment, you want to capture the muscle and get it to release at its most vulnerable point, its most tense point, because when you exhale, that's when the body is actually releasing tension,
Okay.
and I can literally feel the muscle soften, and the client can feel the muscle soften, and they're like, oh, that wasn't so bad, and as a therapist, I kind of add a little character to muscles, because I do this all day long. It kind of amuses me to put character to the muscle. So and the muscle is like, that wasn't so bad. It's okay to stretch a little further. My massage instructor, may she rest in peace, she taught us massage therapy are basic techniques which give the muscles and body permission to relax, so that, oh, that wasn't so bad moment kicks in, and the person realizes that they can stretch further. So passive stretching is not the client itself, or their self engaging in the stretch. It's allowing them to be stretched. Active stretch is someone doing the stretching themselves. Passive stretching is having someone do it for them, because there's a third part, a second opinion in it.
Okay.
Are you okay? Can you stretch more? Yeah, I think I can. Okay, let's do it. Okay, you okay here? Okay, breathe and relax. Okay. That's passive stretching.
Okay.
Rapid tension release. This is a very popular modality that's gaining momentum. It's gaining way more momentum than ones would expect. I mean, you can go on Amazon and type in massage gun, and there's there's several different patent. I personally use this here. This is called the Hypervault. Okay.
Okay.
So it's, if you're a sports fan, you can look on, if you pay attention to the athletes on the sidelines of a football game or a basketball game, they might have one of these, and you might see them. You see that?
Yes,
It
sir.
vibrates. Yeah, it's a tool, and we basically use it like so. Okay. So what that does, again, we're going to the neuromuscular juncture. That's where the nerve endings go into the muscle fibers and give the signals to either shorten or extend, which causes movements. Like muscles in my arm right here, the extenders, when they shorten, my hand goes that way, right?
Okay.
And then there's muscles here, when they shorten, it causes that movement,
Got it.
right? So getting back to these over-contracted muscles that are just convinced to stay shortened, if that makes sense. This little tool here is going to have an immediate effect because the vibration, the pulsating, all of that, it kind of, for lack of a better word, it tricks the nerve endings to let go.
Okay, well, definitely I know a lot of people who are listening, being educated by the plethora of knowledge you have, and we want to definitely encourage people to, to focus on what you're doing uh, throughout the Low Country. Now, the biggest question is what's up next for Low Country Recovery Massage? What's next on the agenda?
Plenty. Real quick, cupping. Okay, this is another tool that I use. It works in conjunction with passive stretching, massaging. It basically has what we call negative pressure. Okay, I don't know if you've seen images online or wherever, but if you could see that. Okay, so that's that. Basically, that pulls moisture to the surface, which allows the muscles which allows free flowing blood. It breaks up muscle fibers in a different way. That's cupping. But as far as the future of Low Country recovery massage, as a therapist, I'm kind of limited in additional ways to help people because as a therapist, we understand how muscles move and how they affect movement and things like that. And people are always asking us, well, what do you recommend? How do I strengthen? I can't do that because I'm a therapist, So, and my intentions, I'm online right now as a certified personal trainer. That's next on the agenda. So
Okay.
With that, I can take a client off the table and then begin to work with them in a fitness manner, right?
Got it.
Yeah, so that's on the agenda. After that, I seriously doubt if there are any Black men who are yoga instructors. So 2023, that's on my palette as well. So transitioning from helping people move their body, myself, manual manipulation, into a fitness practice. Now I can encourage people to do it and practice on their own because, massage therapy is individualized therapy. It's an individualized practice because everyone's body types are different. Their pains are different. The reasons why they're in pain are different. While they're on their table, their practice becomes self-actualized because if I can pinpoint what exactly is going on in their body, breathing techniques makes it so that they're doing it themselves. All I'm doing is facilitating their own practice.
Okay. Got it. Sound like one of them coaches is, say I'm gonna give you all the tools and I'm prepare you. So when it's time to put it to work, it's put into work. And I think that's something that we have to understand the importance. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for having Mr. Richardson here in the Logan Power Show to talk about Low Country Recovery Massage. We want to keep him definitely with a lot of different clientele, so definitely support what he's doing. I want you all now who are listening, take care of yourself, your body, take care of your spirit first, your spirit man, then your physical body second. Understand that family is everything, so enjoy your family time this week here in the Logan Power Show and this month. Hey, I thank you all for watching us. Thank you again for coming on, Mr. Richardson. And thank you for all for watching the Logan Power Show nationwide, worldwide. We love you, and we will see you soon.
Peace. Y'all take care of yourselves out there, okay?
All right.
It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. motivational to help you grow. Logan Power Show.